All right, welcome to part 3 of episode 28 for the Tales from Cestria. This is being recorded now because the internet is not being friendly to live stream, so I apologize to those who were watching live at the time this episode was being recorded, but unfortunately, we have to record the last half of the session because everything just doesn't want to work for me at this time, and it's frustrating, and I want to continue playing the game with my players here who have taken the time out of the day to actually play the game. So, three-parter. All right, so check out parts 1 and 2 of episode 28 to find out what's going on, because we're just jumping straight into it with Phantom as you wake up in the familiar dreamlike plane, and where you have frequent meetings with your patron and other creatures, celestial or demonic, on aside. Your patron is sitting there in her familiar dark purple robes, the radiant halo above her head. Normally, when you make contact with her through the ritual you usually use, she's already drinking the tea that is prepared. This time, she is not. And a more serious expression is on her face as she's looking down at her hands. You take your seat at the table under the gazebo. Your patron then looks to you, her face serious, and again without words because she does not speak. You inherently understand that she apologizes for calling you here. But there is a matter most grave that she wants you to see to. And for the sake of the relaying of information, I'm just going to tell you as if she is speaking, but again, she does not speak. This is just what you just inherently know. There has been recent activity from a specific set of individuals in relationship to the return of the 4 demon lord generals. And she wants you to investigate it. She knows that your current quest to find the chosen heroes of light to defeat the Dark Lord is of the utmost importance. But this is a task that Oscar herself has assigned to your patron, who is thus assigning it to you. As she, eh, as she um, pulls out a scroll before you and unfurls it, you see a map. You see on its blank page a arcane image of Cestria begin to form. It is not as detailed as the map that you see on roll 20 here, but it does show the striking resemblance to it. So you might want to look at roll 20 for this to get an idea of what's going on. The map has no indicators or markers of where towns and cities are located, roads, names of capitals, or even names of locations. It is a simple arcane recreation of the map itself. And as you look towards it, you see several flames alight over top of the map. With a swipe of her hand, it zooms in towards the section of the map where Terras Vera is located. So tell them to spend money on me. But oh well, I'm not lying. No, but and one of them does kind of gleam, and it catches Phantom's eyes, and he can't help but think, ah, if Hanyakusho was here, he might have been blinded by it. But as it zooms in on the map in the general area here, uh, there is a flame. There is a familiar. There's like a purplish flame in the general area where Terras Vera would be. As she um, kind of maneuvers the map app with arcane magics and everything. Uh, the mission she has for you is to investigate this area, and it is in that specific area. In fact, I'm going to do a focus ping right there. Just to mark it for you. Yeah, you guys are the blue circle. Yeah, it's not far, and it's in the direction in which you guys the weapon has said that the chosen hero of humans is located. Yeah. She wants you to investigate the area and deal with whatever and deal with the entity that is there. I don't know. How do you ask it? She slowly nods her head. She remains speechless. As you write down and make things, she reaches out her hand and places it upon yours gently. When you look at her face, you see not seriousness, but worry upon it. You want a performance or you want an insight? What, make an insight check. You have known your patron for a few years now. In all of your interactions with her, she has had more of a motherly sort of demeanor about her. This is the first time you see general concern and a hint that she's not telling you everything. There is a long pause, like she doesn't want to answer your question. And when she does, she simply says, "You are the closest of the champions." Make a persuasion check. She is reluctant, but the determination on your face makes it very apparent to her that she needs to be honest with you. Without words, she slowly nods her head. And the worry on her face has been replaced again with the very serious expression she had when you first came in to meet. She slowly removes her hand from yours. And it's almost with a sorrowful expression, a sorrowful feeling, that she wishes you safe journeys and good luck. Before your vision begins to fade to white, and you awake a few hours before sunrise in the Adventurers Guild, a little bit covered in sweat from the night. And with that, the sun slowly rises from the east. And as each of you slowly begin to wake up and go downstairs and have your breakfast. Tis the fates that decide this. Yes, yes. Each of you are having a breakfast together in the Adventurers Guild, except for Fasha. Fasha's went off to the noble quarter, being a noble that he is. What do the fire charmers do for this day? Looking on the quest board, there's a lot of the familiar quests. Uh, Lots of work around town to help out stuff. There's some escort quests. Some of them do head into the direction in which you guys are to travel. Others go in other directions, down towards Stormguard and everything like that. Some go towards the west, towards towards some of the cities near the Shadowfell Forest. Oh, as it is known. There is also basic hunting quests for materials, herb gathering quests for potion makers, and everything like that. So there's a good variety, but a lot of them are just the same quests that you would see on an everyday Adventurers Guild bulletin board. Nothing really stands out per se, except for maybe the caravan escorts heading westward, which is again the direction in which you are traveling. Oh, sorry, eastward. Sorry, my word. My bad. My bad. That's me being directionally challenged. I inherited a little bit too much of Kyoku's soul. So yeah, there's reason to take a quest for escorting in caravans heading westward, and a lot of them are things, and that's 160 miles. No, Nuremberg is lower than that. Yep, Nuremberg's there. It's actually through a forest. Yeah, that. Yeah, that. Yeah. In fact, without knowing what the purple mark means on the map here, where that purple mark is, that's actually your quote unquote hometown. So that's where you were raised. Yeah. Says the 20-year-old wizard. By the way, as a note, you guys looking at a map and pointing this out on the map? All right. So yeah, Phantom, you see them pointing to the location that's below the purple circle there. and then you point to Kyoku's hometown, which Kyoku has not mentioned to anybody, by the way. He just said, "I'm very familiar with this forest." And Hanyakuja, you're at the table too. Don't forget. All right. Well, your hometown comes before Nuremberg, so it's on the way. So Kyoku is just up and walking out the door quickly, and Phantom, Hanyakusa, Scratch, and Barb. What are you guys still doing? Fasha again is not with you currently. Yeah, there is a statue. There is a small little altar with the six with like six small statues of the divine six gods. So you stop right over there and do a little prayer. Answer yes. So it just leaves Barb and Hanyakusha at the table at the moment. Everyone has walked out of the Adventurers Guild. No one's accepted the escort quest. Unfortunately, I think Diva is AFK. So I will be voicing Diva's character for the moment. Well, we probably should accept the quest so we can get the pay, and it might as well. Well, no, there's multiple escort quests. You could easily you could you No, there's one to that. There's one to the location. Like you got escort quests going to like. Oh, you're not on the map here. Yeah, you got several escort quests for different lengths of journey along the way and everything. I am the dungeon master. I had a name for it. I'll have to get back to you on that one because it's in a different set of notes, and I don't feel like digging that out right now. So you go. So I take it that you go up there and you say, "Hey, we'll take this quest going to this town." All right. Yeah, and the quest that you have, it's gonna pay 10 silver there for the journey there, and it is a multi-part journey. Like it's technically going all the way, passing through that town, passing through Newenberg, and then heading back down towards Stormguard. So like that's the entire length of the journey, but it's paying for escorts between towns. So there's a pay of 10 silver to go to that first town, and then an additional 15 silver if you stick to it and to go to Nuremberg, and then 20 silver to go further than that, and then another 40 silver to go from this town here down to Stormguard. Which again, you're not on D&D roll 20, so you can't see what I'm pointing to. So yeah, it's a multi-stage escort mission. You don't have to follow it all the way because it is stopping in every single town for a time. But for the group of adventurers being paid, it is 10 silver per. So you guys would make 25 silver total by escorting the caravan through to Nuremberg. So here's what you missed. Here's what you missed. Kyoku and Scratch have immediately left the building because danger in my hometown, and they're off, starting to get ready to go right now. Phantom made a quick prayer, mentioning that yes, he has business in Kyoku's hometown area, which is where that purple circle is located. And that, so he made a quick prayer at the shrine that's in the Adventurers Guild and followed after them. Meanwhile, Hanyakusha and you are the only two left in the Adventurers Guild. They mentioned, like, should we go ahead and get that Adventurers quest? I had your character say, hey, yeah, since everyone decided to just kind of walk out, and we might as well just get the extra money. And pretty much what there is an escort that's going through that town there, down through Nuremberg, and technically going all the way to Stormguard over here. But it's stopping in each general location. So like this is the entire leg of the that's the entire leg of the caravan. But you don't have to go all the way there. But by going from there to there, pretty much, you guys will get 35 silver each. Yeah. So Hanyakusha is currently accepting that quest and telling them that they're going to be sticking with them for 2 stops. No, it's an adventure. It's an adventurous quest. Yeah, it's a set price. Yeah, um, yeah. Again, like I said, you've made a contract with Saria to be an agent in this city for various things for your potion making business in general. And again, we will work that contract out off stream and everything like that because that's going to take a little bit of work for us. That's why I said, Ed, start writing up a contract and we'll go over it off stream. So yes, as a note, yes, you will have an income, a semi-fixed income coming into you, in in Terras Vera, and we can even go so far as you guys set up a bank account with the international, or the inter, or with the Bank of Cestria and everything like that. So the money goes into that bank account, and whenever you are in a city that has the bank, you can get the money. Like I said, this is all part of the contract that we will work off stream. So yes, as you do, so yes, much like how you had a little business going on in Dragonia and in Perzel, you now have something in Terras Vera as well. And it's a little bit more formal because you have someone that's actually good at understanding finances and everything, telling you that, this is a stupid idea, let's do this instead. So, and we can go one step further, or if need be. Yeah, she's good with money, intel, stealth, and everything like that. Unfortunately, when you have a thief trying to steal from a information gathering organization, and it's really good at gathering information, yeah, it's basically a DC 25 challenge every single time. And she rolled good. She rolled higher than 25 multiple times, but then there's that one time that she rolled really low. Yep, unfortunately, she's a dragonkin. So yeah, it's a situation of she got a little too greedy, got a little too reckless, and she got caught. But she stole from them for years. That's why her debt is so high, because she stole from them for years and they never noticed. That's one reason why they don't want to let her go. She's good. Very good. Such is the fate of a player character turned in PC. So yeah. So you guys accept the quest and everything. The only party member that has no idea what's going on is Fasha, because again, he did not spend the night at the Adventurers Guild. He spent the night in the Nobles' Quarter because he's a noble, and he can do that. Yeah. So, well, that depends. So, Fire Charmers, what are you doing for the rest of the time to prep? To give you a set timeline on how long you guys are actually holding off to set out, Kyoku wants to leave as soon as possible, so you guys basically have, at most, 4 hours of downtime. It's not really enough to do a great number of things. You get to basically do one thing within 4 hours, whether it be supply buying or packing or setting up future endeavors and everything like that. And we'll go down. Yeah, that includes it is everyone, and you may choose to spend it however you say. It's 4 hours, so it's not enough to do a lot of things. So you can't really do like a full training montage of stuff in 4 hours to get a skill point increase. You still have something you're trying to learn, but it is enough to do shopping, do stuff like that, hiring, and getting things all set up. So starting from the top, Phantom, what do you do in the 4 hours before you guys set out? All right. All right. I'm going to have you go on. Do you want to have your 4 hours be assisting Caleb? So I will say no, not directly until the end of the 4 hours when you happen to see something. So Phantom, go ahead and make an investigation check for me without advantage because no one's helping you on this. 13. So yeah, you pretty much comb over all your notes that you have on anything. And most of what your notes are is very sparse information. You know that the demon has a name. You know that the demon has the name Lilith, and you learn that because Ethan called it, was referred to the demon by that name. Uh, you know that this demon is female because you heard her voice cackling and everything like that. But for most of what it is, you do not know what type of demon she is truly. You have not. You have only caught a glimpse of her for a brief moment in which she hexed you. Uh, you do not know the full extent of her powers, but you know that she is definitely not a lower end demon. In fact, she would probably be a upper echelon demon, a high demon, or even a minor demon lord, as far as you know. You don't really know, but she's definitely stronger than the succubus that everyone fought a while back, but she is nowhere near the strength of the 4 demon lord generals that you encountered. So she's kind of in that upper echelon danger zone area. Um, other than that, you go over familiar. Other than that, you go over the notes of like the rituals that Ethan performed and everything that you were part of, the stuff, everything. But again, a lot of it's just review. You don't find any more information that's relevant. It's just more of a refresher on what you know already to better prepare yourself mentally for what you're about to encounter. It is at this time I'm out. Kyoku, we'll jump over the Kyoku for your 4 hours since you're gonna have a tail end of this. What are you doing for 4 hours? Um, go ahead and we'll just make this a straight investigation check as you are going out, just looking around for at shops because you remember something that your father said about like it never hurts to double check shops before going on a hunt or anything like that because you never know what supplies you might need. So go ahead and make an investigation check and we'll go off of that. Yep, it's an ability check, saving throw, and attack throw. Say it. Say it. Um, walking around the city, um, you'd actually end up getting lost. As is your character flaw that you now have. So you end up getting lost in the city. You start by looking at a few locations and everything like that. But you end up just being just lost in general. Eventually, you kind of stumble in closer to the Noble district area. But you know, it got about halfway between uh, the third. Oh, let me bring up roll 20 D&D Beyond. Oh, not D&D. Wow, let me bring up World Anvil real fast. I'm gonna log in real fast. Oh no. I wish I could get hydrated, but I'm recording this, so sad face. Sad face is given. Ah! Okay, I'll drink in a second. I need to find where is World Anvil login password. There it is. Password. 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 And never save. Yep. You guys know my password now for. You guys know my password now for World Anvil. It's password. How did you know? No. Let's see. So yeah, you are. Yeah, you find that you're between the second and third walls of the city, and you kind of the good halfway in between. And a specific shop catches your eye. It is it is a little bit more fancy of a match shop. It's actually it seems more like a it feels more like a toy shop or a game shop than anything else, but you can definitely see that it is a magic item shop in general. Give me 1 second. I gotta go dig through some other notes to get that information. I think it's under here, here. Nope, that's not it. Is this one? Nope, this one? Nope. How about we come over to God dang it. Where did I put his goddamn notes? Ay, ay, ay. Not so much for monetization there. They're all on Google Drive. I have too many notes for different things. Again, this world has been built up over many years. Many years. I know, I really do. But unfortunately, here we are. Actually, it might be actually on here. Where is people of the world? Here we go. Da, 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 da. Dang it, I didn't put the notes in here. Oh well. Anyway, name to cut. I will get you that name eventually because I need to verify where the flip I saved it. I already have a name. It's somewhere. I'm gonna find it eventually, but I'm not worrying about that right now. But it does look like. Yeah, the sign's being repaired right now. We'll go with that. But you see a lot of like younger kid is between like 9 years old to like 16 years old. There are adults in there. There are other adventurers in there, and so it does sell more than just kids' toys. But there's a lot of like illusionary magic toys in there and everything like that. But you also do recognize a few number of magical items in there, and it kind of catches your curiosity a little bit. Real fast, Scratch. Are you there with him, or are you doing your own thing? Okay, so you were just kind of following him around. Um, Okay, we'll get back to Barb in it right now. Because we're on Kyoku and Stretch. Yep. You see a few number of like regular employees there and working out. And then you also see yeah. Well, no, they're working. They're with other clientele right now, so they're all a little bit busy. There is a central desk, or there is a desk near the back half of the shopping area with a golden bell that you can ring on it. And there is a sign that says, "If all staff is busy, please ring for service." You ring the bell. So you just, yeah, it's a little. I'm sorry, it's Discord. Everything's noise and everything, and VTTs are hard to actually, see people trying to talk without a camera. So you press the bell down, and it just goes, bing. Yeah, yeah. It is actually surprisingly loud, and you kind of take a look at the bell, and you do see that yes, there is runes engraved on it to kind of amplify the sound as well. A few yeah. A few moments later, a back door opens up, and a man walks out wearing a very fancy red and white suit with frills at the end of the sleeves and everything like that. With very long silver hair, with some of the bangs covering over one of his eyes. Ah, yes, welcome to my shop. My name is Herbert Bartholomew Leonardo Pegasus the Third, at your service. Tell me, what can I do for you this day? Oh, and what item are you looking for this day? You're a wizard, are you not? Are you lacking in spell books? Are you lacking in spells for your spell book? Did you hear me, Kyoku? Kyoku? He died. She died. Oh no! Nope, still can't hear you. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Damn it, Discord! I caught nothing. I basically said, you're a wizard, are you not? Are you perhaps lacking in your spellbook? Yeah, you're trying to increase your weaknesses, but Maximilian Herbert Bartholomew Leonardo Pegasus III recognizes that you are a wizard. Oh, are you looking for magic items then, and to kind of assist you in your combat? Well, then allow me to show you what I have. If you follow me, and he leads you over to a upstairs section. Up here, you do. He does. There's a little There's a little placard with a rope between the stairs that says "adults only." Yeah. Going upstairs, you find the more combat focused. You find less toys and more like adventuring gear items. So like you see like there's lanterns up here. There's things that are a little bit more value. You see magic gemstones specifically, also different varieties and cuts and qualities of them. So basically, the sign is saying up here is where adventurers generally shop. Downstairs is where the kids shop. So there's a separate. It's not like, oh, this is the R-rated adult section. No, this is the section where the adults adventurers would come buy magic items versus the little illusionary toys that the kids would buy. Oh yes, I've been running it for a couple of years now. Oh. Stormguard was my first store, and Terras Venrohyun was the second. Wingaross is my third, and it's a slowly growing store, but we are gradually getting there. That's all right. It is quite all right. Well, for one, I do have these assortment of magical gemstones that can help enhance your magic by giving it a little extra potency. It also can provide you with various resistances depending upon what you're about to encounter in your adventuring career. Well then, allow me to show you the wands in which I carry. And he takes you over to a whole variety of wands just hanging up on display in the walls and everything. I have several wands available for multiple types of casting, such as the wand of fire, such as this wand right here that will allow you to cast as the fireball spell once, a few times a day. We also have ah. Then perhaps this is one, a classic, if I must say. It is a wand of magic missile. Now, holds up to 9 charges of the basic spell, and you can upcast it to a number degree. But be mindful, if you overuse the charges in the spell here, it'll probably break. It would require you to refill it with your own mana if you choose to use all the charges before or the end of the day. It does hold a magical gemstone of recharging within it as well. Oh, so the cost of recharging it is much less than it normally would be. Ah. Go ahead, and your choice. And just as a note, perception is what you will visually see out of the corner of your eye and everything like that. Investigation is you actively going to each location and investigating items specifically. So that is the difference between the two. So you'll get more information with investigation than you will perception, but perception you'll catch things that you would not normally have caught with an investigation. So it's a trade-off. You either see something that you would not have investigated, or you'll find something that you've investigated because you're looking for specifics. Perception, all right. 17. Let me make a roll real fast for you. Actually, you know what? I will do this. I know exactly what you're asking for. I'm actually going to make this roll on D&D Beyond here. Alright. Looking around the store, you find a number of items that, actually could be useful for a number of different things. But the thing that you're looking for specifically, you don't find anything. And when you ask about, like, hey, what does this thing do? You get explanation, and it is not what you're looking for specifically. But there are a number of items that are still useful for combat. There are, like I said, there are uh, magical saints. But I will say, with your investigation check, you do catch something. Uh, Behind a pretty intricate locked glass box, there is a deck. There are several decks of cards. It's not Leon. Maximilian Herbert Buffalo Leonardo Pegasus III. So Maximilian is his first name. Oh, you finally caught on. Ooh, Kyoku boy. Mm. Make a perception check. For Scratch. His bangs cover his eyes, so you can't actually see it. 17. You do as he turns around every so often. Yeah, you do catch this the faint sign that yeah, his right eye isn't actually there, and there's something else in its place. Ah, yes. Ah, I see you're interested in one of my custom-made deck of summonings. Well, these are a special set of. This is a special deck of cards created by yours truly, allowing you to summon a variety of creatures based on what you draw. Well, they are not cheap and easy to make, so they go for a hefty price. 100 gold per deck. Not quite. Each deck is slightly different based on the type of creatures you wish to summon. I have some that are for beasts, I have some that are for elementals, I have some that are more, or how to say, sneaky or deceptive in their nature. Most of the creatures that are summoned here are illusionary creatures with a physical form. Some of them are actual summonings of real creatures. Nice. But nothing too grandiose as a spell-casting creature, unfortunately. It's far too Those ones are far too dangerous for the everyday user. Ah, yes, the Dragon of Illusion deck. Quite a potent one. It allows you to summon illusionary wyverns to the field to assist you in combat, as well as possibly provide other services as needed. Perhaps there is. You mean Red Eyes? Very well. And a goes behind the thing, and you see him cast a lot of somatic spells as the arcane locks on this glass case slowly get released, and then he pulls out the deck, um, wraps it up in a very nice cold holder pack itself, and takes you over to a register. So go ahead, mark off 100 gold, and I will get you that magic item a little bit later with all the effects that it does. No. Oh, what you were looking for specifically is not in this shop. No, no, you cannot. Oh, yes. That's very well, then. And he takes it. Yeah, you kind of. You see him bring out a piece of parchment, and he flicks his hand, and a quill appears in his hand, and he quickly just kind of like hashes out a few lines, and you can see the ink from the quill kind of just flow out, and it's a very spectacle, magical thing as the ink draws a map, a very detailed map of the city, with a golden line that leads from this shop back to the Adventurers Guild. Here you are. Oh, huh? Normally, I would charge for a map like this, but because you purchased one of my very special items, I will allow you to have it for free. Indeed, and if you have any friends of yours, please invite them along as well. The more the merrier, I say. With that, you do hear another ding off in the distance. It's strange, almost like it's in the room, but it's also not. Ah, it looks like I'm being summoned once more. With that, gentlemen, I bid you a fine farewell. And Maximilian heads off, and he heads off behind the desk that you first met him at, and he walks through the door and he closes behind him. Perhaps not. Make an Arcana check. 15. While you do not understand the complicated magics that exist within this building, you do sense that there is something special about that door in the back there. Unfortunately, it's in the employee-only area, so you cannot get close enough to investigate further on what it is. But you definitely know something is strange about that door, because shortly after, the door opens and a woman walks through, and the brief moment you get to see in the room is completely different than the room that Maximilian walked into. Scratch. During your 4 hours with Kyoku, do you do anything specific? Okay then. All right. Barb. You said you were going out for 4 hours to shop. What is the shop that you do for 4 hours? Yeah, so you go out looking for um, ingredients to make potions of healing and mana, right? Mostly. Yeah. All right. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You ask around like, hey, are there any good magic shops around during that 1 hour, and you eventually get there. So as you spend end time searching around for everything, you do find a few shops that have a few bundles of the uh, ingredients in which you're looking for. Uh, Go ahead and roll me a D4 for me. All right, so yeah, you only find one store that has the things that you're looking for. Everyone else either is very everyone else either has sold out recently, or yeah, they sold out recently, or they just didn't have anything in stock. Or more specifically, the quality in which you were looking for, they were poor quality. And I'm like, nah, this isn't going to be a good potion. Yeah. So it's 3 sets of herbs you were looking for, right? Okay then. All right. So, yeah, you do find them, and the prices are standard market pricing for this. In the stores that you do go to, you find uh, 10 bundles of healing herbs. You find 3 bundles of healing manas. I'm getting tired here. You find 3 bundles of healing berries, uh, 4 bundles of mana herbs, and 3 bundles of mana berries. Yeah. So mark off the. Eh, make a persuasion check for me. 12. On the mana, on the healing herbs, since they're buying, I assume you're trying to buy all 10, right? On the mana herbs, they do cut you a bulk discount deal. So let me bring up the. Let me bring up the. Where is it? Potions and recipes. Math. So for healing herbs, for 1 bundle, it's 1 silver. So technically, it'd be 10 silver. They will offer you a bulk discount of 8 silver for all 10 bundles. Yeah, yeah. But that's the only thing because you bought 10 of them out of the gate. So go ahead and add those to your inventory, and then during the last hour, you do not encounter Kyoku or Scratch because they leave before or you get there. But you do head to the magic shop that they were just at. As you walk in, a worker there greets you. Hi there, welcome to our shop. Can I help? What can I help you with today? Right this way, and they lead you upstairs. And again, uh, you see exactly as I described earlier to the players. You see display cases of magical gemstones. You see various other magical items and venturing gear and everything like that. They ask, "Are you looking for anything? Are you looking for anything specific?" Yes. Give me 1 second. I can as the goes to one of the one of the like dossier booklets of things behind the counter. He begins looking through everything, and give me a second. I gotta double check a few things on. Uh huh. No, yeah, yeah. She's looking for stuff to buff summons, not to summon. So there is a yeah. Druid does not need anymore. Uh, so yeah. They're looking for something uh different per se. Where is this? Is where I need to go. Let's see now. You have a point of exhaustion already? Yeah. You guys have. If you had 1 point of exhaustion, yeah, it's already gone. Uh, uh, let me see. What do I have here? Real fast. I need to highlight a few things that are already found. What makes you think I don't already have one? I'm just trying to find out which one best suits what you're looking for. Mm. What happened? What happened to that item? Oh, right. All right, that's where that was. Let's see now. All right. So looking through the thing, well, we do have this one gemstone. It's a rather unique one, and unfortunately, there's not much that really goes with it. If you want to, if you're interested. Well, as you know, most magical gemstones can be equipped into various items, armors, and the like to enhance their abilities or give them magical properties. This gemstone does not fit within any known or active gem socket of any item. And those who even try to have custom made gem sockets for this gem have found it to be unusable in that item. However, it does not mean that the gemstone isn't useless. It just means that you cannot use it on any item. Well, according to the notes here, it will enhance the endurance of a creature of your choice always for a small amount of time. Yes, unfortunately. But there is a note here that it is theorized that if there is an item that this could be socketed into, the effect might be greatly enhanced. But without the artifact in question, the evidence behind this is slim at best. Well, they call it, and it has been named the Gem of Spiritual Endurance. Well, based on its odd design, many believe that it could be attached to a staff of sorts. Yeah. No weapon or armor of a martial variety can seem to hold this thing. Even pendants would be proving too awkward of a necklace thing. If you like, I can show it to you. Very well, right this way. So they take you over to one of the cases that have the gemstones, and you do see this, and it is a very uniquely shaped magical gemstone. It is very rough, but it doesn't look like it is a natural gemstone that wasn't just cut. It looks like this was cut specifically this way, as there is a little metalish, like brass metal mount at the bottom of it. But if there had to be a size comparison, it is the size of a normal's human palm. So pretty much the size of your torso. People have tried in the past, and it said that it doesn't provide any additional benefit aside from kind of acting like a spellcasting focus. The effect that it provides is still has to be done separately from the rest. Well, that's the thing. We don't entirely know. If we did, we would have gone looking for it. But unfortunately, the shop owner hasn't had the opportunity to investigate locations that it could possibly be located. Very well, then. Spiritual endurance is what it is. Yep. Well, normally most gemstones of this quality would fetch roughly around 50 to 100 gold. Considering that we don't quite know everything about it. But because it is a more useful item than most, and it's still capable of being used outside of items itself, we offer it for 75 gold. Alright then, and I will get you that item later. I do have to make an item on D&D Beyond for it, but you can go ahead. Uh, you can add a temporary note of the Gem of Spiritual Endurance. Until you actively use it, you won't know of the effect unless you have someone actively identify it. Actually, wait, no, you're getting it from an item shop that sells it, so I'll just tell you. Yeah. Yeah. They can tell you exactly what it does. So, as an action, you grant a target creature 5 temporary hit points until a short rest. And it's, as far as you can tell, there's no cap. So you can cast it again and again and again and again. So unlike, and it does not consume a spell slot. So let's take Hanyakasha, for example. You grant him 5 temporary hit points. He gets hit, loses that 5 temporary hit points. On your next turn, if you wanted to, you could cast it again on him and give him 5 temporary hit points again. Yeah. Well, it doesn't stack on top of existing temporary hit points, because the way temporary hit points works is if something else provides more temporary hit points, the higher number takes precedent. No, it's still 5. Yeah, it's still 5 by the rules of D&D, it stays 5. Yeah. Nope, it's not concentration. So technically, if given enough time, you could give everyone 5 temporary hit points until a short rest. The prices should be on the new economics thing. Each for it's 10 silver for the sorry, it's 8 silver for the discounted 10 bundles of healing herbs. For the healing berries, it was 50 copper. 75 copper. For the mana herbs, it was 20. No, 16 silver for the mana herbs, and 3 silver for the mana herbs. Yeah, no. Oh. So yeah. Well, real fast on Yaksha, was there anything specific that you wanted to do in the 4 hours? Yes or no? No. Okay. So with that out of the way, I'm just gonna wrap this up before everyone just goes off, just so it's finished and done and everyone knows what's happening. You guys gather your belongings. You meet up with the caravan that's heading off to the west, and you make your way kind of in the middle of the day, eastward towards the next destination and Kyoku's homeland. And that's where we'll end today's session. So thank you for everyone who did come out to watch. My players do have to get going now, so farewell to you guys. You may take your leave as you see fit, and we are done for the day here. And it is a recording, so we can easily do this. For wrap up now, tune in next time as we continue the adventure. For those who are sticking through the YouTube videos and through the scuff of today's stream, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I will definitely try and figure out how to fix it so we can live stream correctly and safely and have things not freaking die. But I may have to drop down to single channel streams dependent. In fact, after I talk with the internet provider next week, I may have to do a test to see how single channel streaming works on both YouTube and on Twitch itself. And we'll go from there. But again, thank you, players. I hope you guys all had fun today, despite the scuff. And, yeah, we'll see you next time. Be kind to one another, everyone. And, we'll see you then.